So, finally, my guest tonight, Jaiya. And you can find her at redhottouch.com. I believe she has a book by that same name. Welcome, Jaiya.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so good to see you. You're looking marvelous and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And I don't even know where to start. But our topic tonight is sex and motherhood. And I'm not a mom, and you are. And not only is it your area of personal experience, but it's also what you're doing some teaching with now. Mm-hmm. So you work with couples, women and couples, to reclaim their intimacy after becoming parents.
Yeah, I had because of my own personal journey, and I, was surprised because here I am, a sex educator, and all of a sudden can't have sex. Major trauma to my pelvic floor, and it was devastating to me. So in working to reclaim my own sex life, creating a program and doing research with women, I have a research partner named Ellen Heed, and we created reclaimingsex.com to help women and couples reclaim their sex lives after having a child, because it is quite a huge event.
And even when it's normal and easy, I put easy in quotation marks, but there's no tremendous trauma to the pelvic floor or was not a C-section, a normal vaginal delivery, is still a huge life shift.
Change.
As well as just the stress and strain on your body.
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh.
I say I went from super sex goddess to a freaked out mom. Like all of a sudden I've got diapers and breastfeeding and all this stuff, and it doesn't feel sexy necessarily, all this stuff that comes with that time.
And your partner was also having some issues was him becoming a father, or was it making love to a mother?
I think it was both. It was the exhaustion and the huge life change from going from, we were in a polyamorous relationship and had all this open freedom and bachelorhood, and then all of a sudden it's like domesticity sort of clogging us down, that he was exhausted and feeling like he had to be the provider all the time. And then he also had a sort of, and we're still working through that, which is the sort of Madonna whore thing. And seeing me, when you see your partner as a mother or pregnant, sometimes, and I see this a lot in our research, that a lot of men get the, she's pregnant, I can't have sex with her, or she's a mom now, they lose an attraction because there's not that whore thing going on. We went good girls outside of life and then whores in the bedroom. We have a lot of this going on in our culture.
So what kind of exercises do you help couples, do you help create rituals for themselves, or you help give them a template in which to work back?
Well, we look at 4 elements, and the 4 elements are what's going on physically, what's going on emotionally, what's going on in your biochemistry. So one of the things I had happen to me was my hormone levels dropped like crazy. All my body hair fell out and didn't grow back in. So I knew something crazy was going on. So I went to the doctor and got my hormones tested. Or blood chemistry, like maybe something's happening where your blood is really toxic, which is keeping you from arousing. And then also looking at scar tissue. And scar tissue was a big one for me.
Yes, you talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
And how actually you are developing a technique to help women heal from that and to resolve scar tissue issues, because you have adhesions, which are adhesions are when internal scar tissue connects organs to each other that are not supposed to be connected, and so movement in one organ can cause pain somewhere else. And I know we talked earlier that some women are having cesarean sections, they don't have pelvic floor issues, but it turns out they can have other abdominal issues that can cause pain during intercourse, and people don't think about that.
Yeah, you think, a lot of women get C-sections because they think, oh, I want to save my vagina, but what they don't realize is that scar can still grow down and cause vaginal pain. It can also adhere the uterus. So one of the things we found, Ellen and I, in our research, was we had a lot of women who had cesareans who were having vaginal pain during intercourse, especially with deep penetration. And what we were finding is that the cervix is getting fixed, and not when you get aroused, your cervix moves it up and out of the way. So you can take a deep pounding, and we like those. And then when that's fixed because of scar tissue or adhesion, it's not moving, and so then you're getting pain during intercourse. And a lot of people don't realize that with C-section, you also can run the risk of that as well.
Wow, it's not easy being parent. Again, even when you want to become parents, it's something you plan for, you've worked for, you've decided you want to do this. People think, oh, it's going to be fine. Oh, we love each other. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. So that is not always, like you say, scheduling is different. You can't just Oh my gosh, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yes, we'll make love now. So how are you and your partner addressing this?
One of the big things that we're doing is simply scheduling intimacy time every week. So every Friday at 1, we have our intimacy time. And that's really great because that's helped. And it's not something where we have to have sex every time. It's sometimes, sometimes he holds me while I cry because I'm just had a bad day. Or sometimes, I give him a massage because he's tired. But we always make time to talk about our sex life. And the rules of intimacy time and date night, we have rules. Yes. Don't talk about the baby. Don't talk about logistics that we have to handle, like bills and scheduling and blah, blah, blah. No talk about work, which is really hard for me because I admit it, a complete workaholic. I can't stop working. I'm always working in my brain. Even when I'm having sex with my partner, sometimes I'm going, oh, this is a great technique. I should remember this for later. So we can't do work, can't do baby, can't do any kind of logistics. We have to talk about our relationship.
That's great.
And what we want to do sexually. So we check in before, like, okay, what we like to do today. Okay, we have our session. And then afterwards we check in again and we go, what worked for you?
So now I know how fun date night can be in planning for it. You can plan for spontaneity. So here I'm going to play devil's advocate. Oh my gosh, Jaiya, that sounds so unromantic to plan it like that.
Well, what's great about it is that it actually builds my arousal because I know that on Friday I'm going to get something.
Something fun.
So I'm kind of like, ooh, Thursday night comes. I can feel this little kegel like mm-ms in my vagina, It's like I can feel myself rearing up for the event. And it also creates we know we have that planned time, so it takes pressure off, but we have spontaneity all during the week. Sure. So, there's other times where we have spontaneous sessions. And there's also spontaneity in it in that we don't always plan what we're going to do.
Right.
So within that time, we can discuss what we're going to do.
What I like about our scheduled time, we don't have children, but we also have to plan date night because we're both working very hard, long hours. Mm-hmm. And what I find that after you reach a certain age and level of relationship, the mad passion that overtakes you in the middle of nothing doesn't happen the same way. Yes, I love him, he loves me, I'm hot for him, he's hot for me. So we plan in intimacy time, but we also plan, like I said, to show up and just be open to each other. Mm-hmm. And what we do, that's open. The emotional freedom, we build the fence around the playground.
Right.
And then within the playground, we can go anywhere and do anything.
And there's studies actually that have been done with kids where if they don't have a fence, they don't go to the perimeter, they all stay huddled in the middle. So it's kind of like that idea, when you create a perimeter, you can play like crazy all the way to the bounds.
And you won't run into the street after the ball and get hit by a bus.
Exactly.